Hi, this is Laura Simpson from Web Luminary, and I want to show everyone how to check the mobile view of their website page, well, a page at a time, through WordPress and Elementor. So I'm going to go share my screen, and we're going to do this together. So I have a website that I'm doing for a client that it's essentially a landing page, and they're going to be adding to it because it's about an event that has a lot of speakers, and they're going to be getting the information trickled in as to who's speaking when and what their topic of conversation is. So they're going to be editing their page, their website page themselves, and an important component of a website and is looking okay on a phone, your phone, because statistically across websites, about 50% of people are looking at the website on the phone. And I found that true with my website and all my clients' websites. So it's not just big companies that's true for, it's small businesses that I manage. So I went into Pages, and I'm going to go into the home page for this conference, and I'm going to go into Elementor. So this applies to Elementor, and what's great about the builder Elementor that works with WordPress is that it has a mobile view while you're sitting on your computer. And what's great about my computer is that I have it connected to my monitor, and it's just easier for me to see versus looking at my phone and squinting and trying to see what it looks like. So I always do this first, and then in the end, I will check my phone once the website is live, just to triple check, because every once in a while Elementor doesn't quite get it perfect, but it'll catch 99% of the issues. So I've already looked at this, and I know there are issues. So this is going to be a great example. So I'm logged into this page with Elementor, and I'm editing. I'm in edit mode, and you can see Elementor is over here, and I'm at the top of the page. This is the header, and down at the bottom of the Elementor tab right here, and you can kind of make it bigger and smaller. Well, I guess you can't make it smaller than how it was, but come on. Oh, I just made it go away. Hold on. I have no idea what I just did, but I'm going to go in and out again. Edit with Elementor. And it takes a little bit longer the first time you go into it, and it's taking probably 3 times longer because I'm recording this. Oh, I see what happened. All right, so don't resize this too often. But again, I'm recording, so this is just not exactly typical in terms of speed. So here again, Elementor on the left, and at the very bottom, this is different menu items, but there is one that kind of looks like a cell phone square on top of a desktop square. It's to the left of the eyeball. So I'm going to click on that, and then it's very subtle, and they just changed this. This black bar appears. My mouse is going over it, and you can go to the iPad and then mobile. In general, I just go to mobile and fix it for mobile, and that usually fixes it for the iPad, because usually it's a size issue. Okay, so here we go, and what you'll see is kind of a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get experience for how it would look on a phone. It is a phone that's 360 pixels wide. So you'll see the hamburger here at the top. I always double check that. And I'm noticing that the button is missing. That's there, that was there on the desktop. I'm gonna make a note of that, and I'm gonna show you how to fix it. But I'm not gonna do that now because it requires that I leave the screen on. So I'm writing myself a note. Button on menu. I did not notice that last time. So I'm scrolling through, and mostly what you're looking for here is that you can read and see it. It's you know, this, you could decide, for example, that this image is a little bit big and click to medium. Oh, that didn't really help. Here we go, thumbnail. That does look better actually. And supposedly making a change and saving it, I just hit update, on the mobile view does not change the desktop view. So it should be big still on the desktop view, but we're going to check that at the end. So that's one thing I've changed already. Sometimes the text is a little bit large for a mobile phone. I don't think that looks too bad. We were looking for, and I think this looks a little big because I would like his face to be closer to the words on the screen. So I'm going to go, okay, so I clicked on this little pencil. I'm going to style, the style tab on the left, and I'm going to hit typography. And yeah, 90 pixels is a bit large. Here we go. 30 is plenty big, maybe a little bit bigger than this. So now you can at least see, as you're scrolling, the beginning of his face. And I'm actually going to change this. Well, it says it's white, but it's not white. I'll worry about that later. I'm going to hit update. Okay. Oh, it's the space. So we don't need this space. We probably need it on the desktop, and I'm going to hit delete. Actually, I'm going to put it back in. Now I'm taking this and dragging this back up, and I'm going to give it, I like the default there. It was just too much before. A little picture, a little bit of space between the picture and the words. Here's the countdown hours, and this was actually bigger. I must have accidentally saved this, but this is a timer, countdown timer, and the font was really big before. So I had to go to style again, and then you can style boxes and content. So I had to click content, and the digits were big. So see, it kind of looked like that before. Let's go back down. It was at 20. So in case this happens again, that's how you fix that. This all looks okay. Okay. This, I'm going to say this happens a lot, but I'm glad it happened here. There's an image behind this. And what happened was that this image is being, actually, let me show it to you on desktop. So you know what it looks like. This is what it looks like. But what's going on is that this picture is in the column style as a background instead of using the image widget. So what happened was when it moved over to mobile, it looks wonky. So let's go back. It's actually easier to fix it here. So what I'm going to do is, since I know what's going on, and I guess it probably is the best way, is I'm going to hit style. And this came with a template. So I didn't design it this way, but okay, Now a black background. I guess that's okay. So now, instead of it being part of the column, C column, I'm going to go over and get an image widget instead. So I just dragged that image widget over, and I'm going to go back and get it from the image that was in my media library. Was it one of these? Oh, now why can't I see the button? Oh, I'm on record and it's not letting me hit more. This won't happen in real life. I'm just going to hit this. It's not the same one. I'm going to hit update. And now I'm going to go back to mobile view and see what it looks like. So I'm going to hit this little thing to the left of the eyeball, the cell phone over the image. Then I have to click again. And this was hidden, this picture, well, it was a different picture, but a picture was hidden here. Now you can see it. And now this looks okay. Continuing to scroll. Okay. Here's another situation where the text is just way bigger than necessary. Looks good on the desktop, but on the mobile, it looks like someone's screaming at somebody. So I'm going to click on this little pencil because that's this element. It's a header element. And then it took me here, and then I'm going to hit style, typography, and slide this down. I think I've been using 32 on mobile, 32 pixels. I normally use a style guide for the desktop. And, but when it comes to mobile, sadly, so I'm just scrolling down the whole page. All this looks fine. And what I'm looking for is, can I read it? Does it look okay? Oh, there was something. Oh, here we go. Presentation. So this I copied and pasted from somewhere. And this is, so I'm clicking on this and I'm like, what's going on with this area that my mouse is over? Why can't I read that? It turns out that this was an image. Well, I copied and pasted it. So that does not look good. Right? There was no argument there. So I am going to delete this, and I'm going to have to retype it somehow. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another text element because I need to create this because this looks okay, but it needs to be another element now because there's going to be those bullets. I'm going to have to put it another way. So that looks okay, but remember, why is it giving me funny spaces here? I'm going to click away. This is another good thing to look at. I'm going to hit update. I hit update a lot. Always good to save your changes. So this looks like there's some HTML in the background that maybe is giving me spaces, and that looks stupid. Okay, evidently not. So it's just Elementor being wonky. I'll see how it looks on the desktop. And I'm continuing to go down, knowing that I'm going to have to go back and add that text. Okay. So that looks okay. So I'm going to go back and add that text. And out of privacy, I'm not going to go to where I got it from. I'm just going to pretend. Yeah, it still looks weird. Oh, there is HTML in here. Very strange. Okay. So we need bullets in between this and this section. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to drag over the text element. And I'm going to just type in, I'm going to pretend each one of these is a bullet. And then I'll go look, and then, so you get the idea. So I'm highlighting, I just create little enters, and I'm going to, up here, bullets is an option. And the way that that was formatted with 2 columns, we're already in a 2-column situation. I don't think I can add columns on columns on columns unless I start over. Oh, no, I can. Oh, okay. So I just did an intersection. I'll just do it again. I'm gonna click this. So I can create, and actually that the font was really small. And it looked, I probably won't, it won't look good on mobile that way, but let's just say that it will. This is an intersection. What I'm going to do is use it in here, kind of replicating what that look was. And I'm going to copy it and put it over here. Okay. So we're going to see how that looks. So I'm going to hit update and we're going to see how that looks on mobile. And then this is going to, and that's going to be the last. Oh no, I have to add that menu liner. So this is what I took a note of. As you all notice that this was not at the top. This is sort of advanced WordPress, but I need to go back and do that. But right now we're looking at this and seeing how that looks on mobile. So I'm going to click this again. Click the little mobile. So it knows to stack it. So it looks okay. That's a judgment call as to whether you think it looks good here. And that's it for that. And then lastly, the menu. There are different menus for desktop and mobile, and that is controlled by the customizer of the WordPress theme that you're using. So this has nothing to do with Elementor. This is a WordPress situation, and everything allows different things, but all the things I've worked with allows a different menu for the mobile versus the desktop. So we're going to fix it. Just get out of this. So to get to the customizer, there's 2 ways to do it. I'm already in the back end of WordPress, so the way you get in is appearance, customize. And this is, and I'm not going to do it, but this is a great time to make a backup of your website. I'm going to show you how to do a backup in a separate video, but you can really set things up in here, because if you change the look of a header, it can, I've spent hours and hours and hours making a header look correct. So proceed with caution. This is very small menu. I don't think we're going to run into a problem. So now we're into the header builder. And then, actually, I'm not even sure I'm in the right place. So here's the primary menu. But here's, so this is kind of a design thing. It lets you put the primary menu here, the button, and the site title and logo. I don't have a logo. Get one. Let's see how, so now you can see that the controls are down here to look at it on iPad and mobile. So let's look at it on the mobile. And this guy, this little hamburger guy, can be changed. And the toggle button took me to my menu and configure menu from here. So this is correct. Primary menu, main menu. There is no secondary menu. A secondary menu is when there's something underneath it. So like under speaker bios, there would be menu. You could put a menu for each person, but that's just overkill and crazy. But what's missing is the button. So now that I've talked in circles, I need to add the button. So I'm clicking this. And I'm adding button. And there it knew what button I wanted. And now this all looks really bad. So now the site title is too big. So I'm gonna take it off. Wow, I'm gonna hide it on mobile because it says right here what this is. It's not really necessary. And on the toggle button, you can say whether it's a type in the word menu. And then for the button, it's a little big. And now the other thing you can do is center everything. And the reason I put this at the bottom, I could do the opposite. Well, either way, it kind of shows up here. Now this is functional. Can't say I'm in love with it. And so these are different levels here. I'll have to think about how to make this look good. Oh, it would look better if there was an icon. It just looks naked. This isn't really their icon. Oh, I see. That was up here. Sometimes I get confused. That was this. I can't see it yet. All right, so back to the header builder. So you see the flexibility here, and you see how it's hard to make it look great on mobile and on desktop. But actually what I might do is this is only going to be, that makes no sense. I like this. See, very, and I can change the background color. I don't like it, but I can. And we change this. So I'm getting used to it. So I'm going to hit publish. Now I want to go back to the desktop. And it looks good. Why wasn't this link here? That's a link back to the website. What was that on the menu? All right, so we're trying to figure out why NC, North Carolina School Association of School Administrators.net is not on the menu, but it's here. So I'm gonna go to menus. Menus, main menu. It's here. I believe mobile might be an off canvas menu. I need to check that button. Let's check. Yes, that was it. Okay. Well, this video has been long enough, and thank you again, Laura Simpson from Web Luminary.